So there is no question that the media has an influence on people, whether they're watching it, listening to it, or hearing it. My main proposition today is that the media, specifically television, print media, and social media, all have a negative effect on body image for children and teens. My first point is that the media portrays unhealthy and stereotypical ideas of body image, leading to my second point that because of this, it creates unhealthy eating habits for children and teens. And my third point, that social media in particular creates a platform for teenagers to compare themselves to others, ultimately resulting in them having negative feelings about their body. So going back to my first point, that the media portrays unhealthy and stereotypical ideas of body image, is first shown in a study done by the Gina Davis Institute on Gender and Media done at the University of Southern California. The study showed that female characters in family films, primetime TV, and children's TV are nearly twice as likely to have uncharacteristically small waists as compared to their male counterparts. So as a child watching your favorite show and you notice that the women are always skinnier than the male, or more likely than not are skinnier than the male, then you might think that this is how it should be in real life. Next, in print media, specifically magazines, the Minnesota Association for Children's Mental Health says that of American elementary school girls who read magazines, 69% of these girls say that the pictures in the magazines make them change their concept of what they think the ideal body shape is. And of those girls, 47% of them say that looking at these pictures in the magazines make them want to lose weight. So to these girls that are looking at magazines, these aren't just pictures, and these pictures hold value and meaning to them. They're able to communicate a message to them, and if almost 50% of these girls look at these pictures and think to themselves that they should lose weight, then that is saying something. This leads to my next point, that because the media portrays these unhealthy body images, it becomes harmful to the effect on youth eating habits. The National Eating Disorders Association states that the media influence on body image is one contributing factor to the development of eating disorders. If you've ever heard of the trends that have been going around social media called Thinspiration or Thinspo or Fitspiration, it's basically images of unhealthily skinny people that are usually working out, that are supposed to motivate people looking at these pictures to be more active, eat healthier, or become thinner. And on the informative website Teen Eating Disorder, it says that teens with eating disorders such as bulimia and anorexia want to resist recovery and want to be motivated to lose weight rather than gain weight. So these trends that go around Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, such as Thinspiration and Fitspiration, encourages these unhealthy eating habits. These trends trigger people with eating disorders and it causes negative effects. But it's not just these trends on social media that can cause negative effects, which leads to my third point, that social media in general creates a platform for teenagers and children to compare themselves to their peers, which eventually leads to them feeling more negatively about their body. In a study done in 2018 called The Selfie Generation, examining the relationship between social media use and early adolescent body image by Alyssa Salomon and Christia Spears Brown, who are a doctoral student and a professor of psychology at the University of Kentucky. They did a survey of 142 middle schoolers within 4 schools, all ethnically diverse, and they were all around the ages of 11 to 14. The study showed that by the age 13, at least 80% of these middle schoolers had at least one social media account, and they used this account at least 5 hours a week. According to the study, the teenagers or the middle schoolers that posted more on social media and used it more had a heightened awareness of their appearance and how they looked, which created a negative feeling about their body. So the middle schoolers that posted more were able to compare themselves to their peers more, which resulted in them needing constant feedback from their peers. The more time they spent on social media, the more frequently they thought about how they looked, and that was more negative than positive. Brown says that adolescents are especially vulnerable because they're going through puberty, which is social and physical changes, and because of this, they're more focused on the opinion of their peers. As mentioned previously, being a child or a teenager, the media, specifically print media, television, and social media, has the power to change the way you think about your body, and in this case, it's a negative way. The media portrays unhealthy body images, causes unhealthy eating habits for children and teens, and is a platform for teenagers to compare themselves to others, ultimately resulting in negative feelings about their body.
All right, proposition's very clear. There's an excellent preview of what the supporting points are. I think you could maybe do a little bit more to make it controversial, but it's clear what the argument's going to be. Internally, you signpost the major points. On your first point, you go right to the evidence. You cite the source there. There's only one specific source that offers some statistical information. Then there's some more generic information on that particular point. And then there's like a study that talks about how people felt about themselves or how often they did this social comparison thing that's going on there. So I think there's some good, interesting statistics on these particular points. The second point, you do talk a little bit about the trends that people are mentioning. I don't know how widespread the Finspiration or Fit, whatever it was, Fitspiration are, how many contacts they make, how many people look at them and view those sorts of things. There's sort of a leap to say that those things are connected to the other thing. I think there's probably a reasonable connection to them. I just think it needs to be a little bit clearer here. And then on the third point, I thought you did a good job kind of suggesting why it might be influential on the kids. The one thing that you especially do well is cite all of the sources of the evidence and give the qualifications on that. I thought that was good, and I thought you had very excellent contact with the audience while you were speaking to us, doing a good job delivering the presentation. Thank you.